What's going on, everybody? Daniel here, and today I'm joined by actually a really good friend of mine, Joel. And Joel's actually a member and customer of the Elevated Mentorship Program. I've had the, I guess, pleasure to know you for a while now, dude, since you moved from Ohio. So I appreciate you taking out the time today.
Likewise, brother. Thanks for having me on here. Appreciate
Awesome.
you.
Yeah. So one thing, of course, that we talked about prior, for those that are listening, was this dude has so many damn interviews about like the glory and like his moves and who he's cut up. But I don't think we've gone too much into like at least the shortcomings, a lot of doubts, and probably people not realizing not how perfect everything is. Even though you're vegan and 6'4", and sometimes you you still go through pitfalls just like everybody else. So I guess we'll get into that a little bit later. I guess first off, for those that might not know who you are, dude, which is kind of hard not to, but give them an overview who you are, kind of your career wise up to this point in time, and just any details that you feel like are necessary.
Dope. Yeah. So I'm a barber. I'm in Los Angeles, California. I'm on my own out here for the most part. I got like my few people that guide me that I trust. Daniel's definitely one of them. And yeah, it's a beautiful journey that to take you back to the beginning. I started in Ohio. I was always like entrepreneur minded. Had no idea what I was going to do with my life, but I followed the traditional route of college for 2 years, and it was a crazy story actually. But long story short, like I had a terrible experience at a job where like it was a 9 to 5. Like I was just doing telemarketing. College, I'll go to that job, and one day I was like, I'm done. Like this, I don't know if it was a God telling me, but like I had to leave that job. So I walked into the boss's office, and I'm just like, this is my last day. Like I'm done. Uh, and people like this is a high turnover job. Like they didn't really care. So it wasn't like, oh, you didn't put in 2 weeks. No, I was like, they was expecting that almost because they just don't treat you well. So, anyways, I was out of there, and I was already doing haircuts for $5 at that point. So I figured if I can just do like a few haircuts a day, I'll make what my friends make at their 9 to 5, and like I'm winning because I'm getting cash. So it kind of was that at first, but I just fell in love with um, the freedom from like not having to have a boss. And um, once I realized that I could make $100 in a day, I'll never forget. Like the first time I made $100 in one day cutting hair, I did like 10 haircuts at $10. Bro, I felt untouchable. Like I remember just celebrating. I didn't tell nobody, but I just remember like, wow, I'm on to something. And it still feels that way to this day. Like whenever I have a big day cutting hair, I feel the same way that young Joel felt when he made his first $100 off of 10 cuts. So um, I decided to go all in. I quit that job. I dropped out of college. When I was going for that 4-year degree, I pretty much told the world, fuck you. Like I started growing my hair out. I had like an afro at the time. I haven't cut my hair since that point
That's
in my
why you
life.
never cut your hair, huh?
Yeah, it does symbolize
Yeah, I like it.
um, like I really could care less what you think I should do with my life. And um, yeah, the hair was definitely like a point. So I was 18 years old, and I spent the next 2 years stacking. I never like really was fully transparent on my journey of like how much I saved, but I saved like $10,000 in a shoebox under my bed in a box, like literally like physically. I wanted to see it. I didn't tell anybody about this, but uh, I felt that was like enough. I was like, okay, cool. It's like 10,000. Like I'll be able to go anywhere in the world, like, and make my dream happen. Even if I have no clients for the first few months, like this will be enough, like to get me momentum once I move there. So I got that. I randomly just told my mom, like, Mom, I just bought a one-way ticket to California. I'm a very constrained-minded person. I don't want anyone else's thoughts to tell me what I'm going to do with my life. That's kind of a theme you're hearing from me right now. So I didn't even tell my mom until I bought the ticket. And of course, mom's like busting out crying, like scared and sad, and you know, like my best friend. Like we would eat meals together, we would do everything together. So she was like really upset. But so my mom, like, yeah, I bought a one way ticket. She helped me prepare. Like my mom is like an angel. Like even though she was sad, like the next 30 days, she just helped me pack all my things, get mentally prepared, um, and she took me to the airport. So quit the job, dropped out of college, saved enough money for my freedom fund, and I moved to the shop I always wanted to work in, which is how I met Daniel. And we would just be side by side in that barber shop, and so really formed a relationship there the beginning of like a long journey. We've been through a lot since then. So yeah, it's been a blessing. My destination was always Los Angeles. However, that's the shop I went to because that's where Daniel and multiple other barbers were that I wanted to learn from. And yeah, it was like a shocking experience because like culture shock because I really didn't know much. I didn't have a lot of experience, but those guys, I had no choice, sink or swim environment. Moved to LA finally, where I always wanted to be, and just like that feeling I got when I was doing the 10 haircuts for $100, I get that at a higher level now. I haven't lost the passion. I told Dana recently that like I don't want to do anything else. Like I see barbering as my vehicle for I don't know how many years until like I can really maximize it. I'm nowhere near maximizing the space that I'm in, so I don't see myself really having any passion. Like anything, every time I think about another door to do something different, it doesn't feel like exciting. So I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Like it's like a divine goal in barbering. So yeah, it's been a beautiful, beautiful journey.
Yeah, I mean, it's just every time I think about your story, dude, because there's always just like this. You get like in this space, and then you just make the jump with no safety net beneath you, right? Like from Ohio to SAC, from SAC to LA, in a shop to now out just on your own now, right? We could obviously go in. I think there's probably other interviews of you talking about the motivation or the drive behind that. Let's just talk about like more of like that darker side where probably not a whole lot of people know maybe about you. Each move, I'm sure they all have like their unique experiences. What kind of out of all those stand out to you as the most like I guess fearful or the times that you felt like you fucked up and what was kind of going on with that too?
Yeah. Um, there's always a lag time. We both have experienced this. Like we'll put in the work and deserve something, but you don't get the result right away. So in that time, I was always questioning, like, damn, am I even doing the right thing? Like, should I have even came out here? Uh, um, there's been multiple times in Sacramento where it happened. And honestly, any barber can relate. Anytime I raise my prices, the first week you have less volume and you're just like, I know I signed up for this, but did I just like ruin? Did that just like break my business, And I've experienced that from when I was charging 35 to when I went up to 50 to every time. So that's the most common one. But I remember specifically like when I moved to LA, I left Sacramento where everything was like finally starting to get momentum. But I could just tell like it was time to go to LA for multiple reasons. And one of them was just like, it was just time. Like you just trust your intuition. So I got there, and after the first month, there was no walk-ins in the barbershop, and I thought, okay, I have a ton of followers. Like I might have had 80,000 followers at that point or something. I don't know, 70 maybe. I thought, okay, cool. LA is gonna be like ready for me. As soon as I get there, I'm gonna just announce it. I'm Jay Fade, right? So I could just say, yo, I moved to LA and I'll be booked out. Nah, bro. I was doing like one cut a week, and that was a very humbling moment for me to realize that like I had a lot more work to do. So that happened when I moved to LA. That happened when I moved to Sacramento from Ohio. The first time I was like 20 years old making that move. I got to the shop of my dreams with all the guys in there, but I realized like, oh shit, I still need to learn how to like cut hair and master marketing and even speaking to people like clients. Like I was awkward, and I would just say for show to everything that you guys would ask me, like for show. It's because I was like nervous and like awkward. It's like I had a lot of improving to do. So pretty much had to leave my ego at the door every day at the barbershop in Sacramento where Daniel was at. He could attest to this. Like there would be times where they would see me doing something and they would all huddle up and talk about it. I would be like, what did I do this time? Like just tell me, bro. Like, and one time specifically was the hot towel thing. I know you remember that.
I was gonna say when you got your bike stolen.
Yeah, I left it in the front of the shop.
Yeah.
That wasn't smart.
Yeah. 'Cause I did an interview with South Bay Chris like earlier. And I always say that he's like the first mentorship student. I mean, technically you were kind of like that first guy because you were like right there, new guy there, and like I just remember always like getting on your ass about like everything. Like, dude, what the hell are you doing with this? It's not what you're supposed to do. Do this.
Yeah.
I guess what's been the experience of you just I mean, just because you've always been very open to learning in whatever aspect, and I think a lot of people even too would probably say, well, why is Jay Faded like in this program? Because like obviously he looks like he has success or whatever the facade might be. I guess what has always like driven that learning point? Because you're for those that don't know, even you take notes on literally everything. Like I could probably do a Zoom call with you and you'll just take notes. So what has been like the learning factor for you? Why has it always stayed in that hunger level? And then I guess yeah, how does that feed into like even joining Elevated Mentorship program when you did?
Yeah, right on. Shoot, in high school and school, I was taking everything very serious. Like I was a kind of a try hard until high school when I had like an awakening of like, wow, nothing I'm doing in here is gonna really like go towards what I want to do. Like I had that realization, like, okay, never mind, let me switch it up. So, but I was always that, like wanted to learn, and it comes from I didn't have a father in my life, so like I was always curious and confused and questioning a lot, and I didn't really have like I saw in my reality, bro, was the opposite of what I wanted my life to look like. Like my brothers and family wouldn't be mad at me for telling you that like, it just wasn't. My brothers were in trouble all the time. They were in like juvenile hall. They were um, like getting multiple girls pregnant. Like it was just like a lot going on. So, and I was young. I was like 14 when I realized like, dang, I don't have any examples of like what success looks like. So I just started searching for it. And how that leads to now, it's never left me. But even everything that Daniel's taught me outside of the program, I knew I had to get in it because he's going over stuff that I'd never heard of in there. Like he's treating barbering like a scientist. He's like the Einstein of barbering. Like he's got formulas for everything and like he can track everything. And although I was getting results on my own, like with just his advice on the side, I was like, nah, bro, let me see what's in this thing. And I I don't think Daniel would mind me sharing this. Like he teaches you cinematography, like he teaches you angles, he teaches you stuff that you'll never think to learn outside of the program or outside of just doing this on your own.
Shit, how to
And
sleep?
yeah, bro, how to sleep. Like it's been it's been a game changer. Like I feel like I have a an extra edge now. Like I was already getting results off of his advice on the side, but with this program, it's unfair to be honest.
Yeah. Um, I guess to give context too, what were you kind of doing before the program, like in your business, and like where are you at right now?
I was throwing shit at the wall. What was I doing before? Let me see. I was not consistent. First of all, I didn't see like how important that was. Um, yeah, bro, I didn't have any real like. Honestly, it's kind of funny because things were going well, but I had no idea why.
Mm.
Like, like, and it was probably only a matter of time before that would go away, and I wouldn't know what to do to fix it going away. Like, oh shoot, why am I not getting the same result anymore? So, um, what was I doing before? Like anything specific? Like just like content, for instance. I
Um,
wasn't posting consistently.
yeah, I mean, just
Yeah.
like the overall like structure of your business. Like, I mean, like how busy were you? Like, what were you charging at the time, and versus like even now, right? Because I don't.
Mm.
Were you? I don't know if you had already like left the shop in LA or if you were still there, but when you joined the program, um, but yeah, just like kind of the overall aspect of how your business was then to like now, just so people can like at least know like okay, like what are the like results that he's seen at least from this.
Yeah. My content, I feel like, has went through the roof since joining the program. Like understanding of content. Uh, the first thing that I went through in the program was the 30-day attack, and it was a big mindset shift for me of like, can I even post for 30 days straight? Like, um, I wasn't really in that form of discipline yet. So thankfully, that got me on track. I actually haven't stopped. I haven't missed a single day since starting that 30-day attack.
Mm.
So that says a lot about like just the impact it's had on me in that area. Because before that, I would post 3 days in a row, take 2 days off, post one day, take a day off, post 3 days in a row, post 2 days in a row. Like it was not consistent, and that would also reflect in my business as far as clients. But let me think. Um, Yeah, bro. I think everything was just kind of scattered, like, and kind of just me using natural. like my natural talent and having no business structure whatsoever. Not
Mm.
try. That's another thing. I used a whiteboard for my like income. Every day I would just write down like how much cuts I did on a whiteboard, and it's much more structured in Daniel's program. He has spreadsheets for everything, um, so you can really get like the data and track. And when I do these spreadsheets now, it makes me feel like uh, it just exposes like how I would have never touched a spreadsheet, bro,
I
before
know.
this.
I know.
And like, yeah, that might work when you're in the garage, but
Mm.
when you're doing real numbers and you're going to an accountant for your taxes and you try to show them pictures of your whiteboard, like they're like, what, like what are you doing?
I feel bad for that accountant, dude. Oh shit. I didn't even know that. I mean, even like I think I remember like the biggest thing that we talked about, which is even profit number too, right? Like just knowing like what you're bleeding every month. I remember we're not going to get into financials of that, but just knowing like where's the business not even healthy at? Because I think like for you, like yeah, you just looked at the overall rev number, but I mean nothing
Yeah,
was really moving forward with the business. It was kind of just like you were churning over in the hamster wheel, like just kind of cutting in like whatever would stay type of deal.
yeah, bro. And one time you said in the video, I remember saying it's like you're like a glorified drug dealer.
Mm.
Um, yeah, before the program, that's kind of how I felt. Like if I got a random DM, I would just see like how quickly can I get them in the chair. Like everything was like I was like hustling for the moment, like just for cash.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I'm much more structured and like disciplined. And um, people DM me now. That's another thing. Is people DM me, I just send them the link. I know you taught that in the program. Like I just copy and paste the link. I used to be like a nice heartfelt message, like, "Hey man, I'm Joel. Like, yeah, let me
Yeah.
know. I'll go ahead and get you. Here's the link, whatever." No, I just send the link, and so it's a lot more business minded, a lot more like focused.
Nice. I guess next thing we should probably go over is like to this day. I mean, like especially for any barber listening, what do you feel like has like been your biggest either pitfalls or even fuck ups, right? Because again, too, I think a lot of people glorify you're out in LA. Of course, you cut celebrities. That's phenomenal, right? But you know, you're just you're vegan, you're 6'4", you're like everybody else at the end of the day. So I guess like what are those like pitfalls and fuck ups, and like what have you learned from that as well too?
Yeah, um, trying to do a lot of things. Like in Sacramento, I was trying to like make an online course. I was trying to make a YouTube channel. I was trying to. At one point, I had a T-shirt that I wanted to make. I could probably tell you a million different things. It's just been a while, but I was doing at least like 5 to 10 things at once. Like my focus was split, and uh, Daniel's approach is more of like until I master this one thing and like maximize it, I don't split my focus, and so I see maximum results from that one thing because of that. So um, my biggest mistake in the early on was not realizing like I am already in my purpose,
Mm.
and like you helped me simplify my purpose. I was complicating it. I was like, bro, I just don't know. Like, I think I need to be using my voice more, and like maybe I should do this. Like, are you sure? And like, I wanted to just keep questioning, like, am I doing enough, bro? Barbering is enough. Like, if I focus on barbering, as I've seen recently, like, it can get me a lot more than what. And looking at the industry, you know, no one gets big numbers like because they're doing a million things. So I thought like, okay, like I got to get out of barbering. Like my biggest mistake was thinking that barbering isn't fruitful like enough.
Mm-hmm.
So it hasn't been till literally just recently, like within the last joining the program, like me and Dana had like a pivotal talk, like where I was like, all right, bro, instead of like trying to make this online program, I'm gonna just focus on barbering. And then I joined his program, which is funny. And
Yeah.
yeah, bro, like I'm built for this, like this barber. Like if I focus and lock in on this barber thing, like there's no telling. I don't know if I was built for the other things I was trying to do, like the online program or, um, yeah, even creating a product line or,
I guess it'd be
um,
helpful too. Like, why did you feel like you need to do that? Like, why? Like, I think a lot of people they see that, but they don't know why they're doing it. And I guess pinpoint for yourself why you felt one like you need to do it, and two like you felt like it was the right thing to do at the time.
mm, mm. Why did I feel like I needed to do more than barbering? Because I felt like I am, I have a higher level of importance on myself. Like I'm not just a barber. I think I think I needed a little bit of an ego check and just a little bit of a awareness of myself. Like really realize that it's not very often that people master something. Like, and if I can just like honestly, bro, it was shiny object syndrome. That's why. That's probably the best way to simplify it. Just looking with outside too much, not realizing I already have everything I need right now. So that definitely has been a recent realization that's been very like fruitful.
Nice. What are you currently like focused on? Like I guess foreshadowing like what's to come. I know you're like finally we got you like dialed in with just this one thing, and you're seeing it hum. Like the business is humming to you right now. Like obviously, you moved into a place more of like your dream spot right now,
Yes.
and you're kind of getting everything's kind of falling in place for you. But I guess like what is 2021 and even foreshadowing? Hopefully this video ages really well. I think it will. What's on the plate for you coming up then?
I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I know how, but obviously, like I'm still facing those same doubts and fears that I get every time.
Mm-hmm.
By this time next year, I'll be at 300 a cut, not for house call, like to come to me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really my main focus. I don't know what that would make like my house call price and all that, but um, yeah, as simple as possible. That would be my main focus.
Yeah, and then you're at 200 a cut and 250 for a haircut and beard right now.
225 for a beard, but 200 a cut,
225.
yeah.
Got it. Yeah, we could probably get you could probably get up to that.
And what would you say, 350 with beard? At that point, you don't want to do $25 extra. Like,
Yeah, I thought I told you to do 250 with beard. That's why like I'm like 225. Like, but I know
oh,
that
for currently,
yeah, that's what I thought I told you prior. Like to yeah, go ahead to go up, but um yeah, at that price point you would want to do three because like that price point too, like with what you're doing right now, especially the program, what we're working with you on in the problem solution based, like you'll be so much more developed down the line with that. You'll find out like ways to incorporate that into marketing, to the business structure, financially. Everything will just be humming much better than what you're even doing right now, which is still freaking good, right?
mm,
Um, I guess for you, what's been the most impactful thing since joining the program? I know you talked about simplicity and focus as well too. I guess just overall with the program and again too for somebody that's been very successful. I know you were what were you charging when you joined the program, by the way? Like officially joined, because I know like I've been working with you since you were like doing like $30, but officially
I was
joined.
gonna say, yeah, that's doesn't do it justice because when you first started, like Joe, quit that shit.
Yeah.
Like when I would see a walk in the shop, get them as my client, they would think they could just walk in again 2 weeks later and just have my share, and I would do it. I'd be like, oh, cool, I got a new client today, same client from 2 weeks ago, and you would see it and be like, bruh, stop letting your clients like run your business for you, like have them book an appointment. Um, and I would be like scarcity mindset, like no, I don't want to, like let them come when they want to come. I was just scared to like even like demand a standard for my business. So that was back when I was charging $30, $35. But when I officially joined Elevated Mentorship, was in like last, what would you say, November, August?
I thought
I
it
think
was
no,
like August, September. Yeah.
yeah. So I was charging 150,
Okay. Yeah.
which is
So
funny. I had no separate beard price. Everything was just all 150.
yeah, I didn't find that out till like we took you up to 200 in January, and like I was like, "What's haircut and beard?" You're like 150, and I remember I was pissed off. I was like, "Dude, what the hell are you doing?"
Because we couldn't track like, okay, how many beard clients do I have? How many
There was no
just
data
haircut
on
clients?
it. Like I couldn't give you an accurate description. I think that's why we probably only did 225 because I didn't know I couldn't give you an accurate diagnosis on your business. So yeah, tracking. I think tracking would probably also be the biggest thing. Might
Yeah,
be the
that's the
biggest
answer to
thing.
your question. Like, I had no tracking. The whiteboard, all I would put on there was like, all right, I did 2 or 3 cuts today. I'll put however many cuts and what they gave me for each cut. So I'll put like 150, 160, 160. And then at the end of the month, I would just add it all up. Boom, that's my income. Cool. Uh,
Oh God.
but I did not have like, yo, the first guy, he did a haircut and a low taper. I mean, a fade. He did like a curls and a low taper, and then he had a goatee. The second guy, he had a waves and a high fade and a full beard, sculpted beard. Like you have this stuff in the program where it's like now, and then at the end of the month, I can see, okay, I did 3 beard sculpts. I did 57 low tapers or mid tapers, which I found thanks to the program, that
Hmm.
my main haircut is a mid taper. And you were asking me like, isn't that weird? Like, because you charge so much, like, why would someone get a mid taper? So like, I'm getting all these new questions that I can now ask my clients,
Yeah.
um, and get so much awareness. So that would be the difference. Like, I had no idea. Like I said, I was just throwing shit at the wall,
Yeah.
and it was sticking, but who knows? As you
But
try to,
that's like the organism though. Like again, everything interconnects, which I think everybody. I mean, I think even us when we first started, like when I was still working in the shop with you, like we were just more focused on like big numbers, right? Big viral views, and then
mm,
like then I started asking the question, and the reason why like you're probably like, dude, you never even told me half this shit in the program. It was more because like I kind of held that information to myself. A lot of times I didn't tell anybody about that because I was like, this is gonna be deadly, right? But it's more of it was a view takes like what 3 to 5 seconds, and that gets counted as a view in Instagram's algorithm. That doesn't mean somebody's going to become a client off that. Which I think everybody that tries to get the million view videos, like first of all, they're probably splicing the wrong market. I mean, we even tried that too, and just doing like the craziest, most outrageous shit, and like
yeah,
it didn't make the boat go faster. Well,
mm,
like there's other ways to make the boat go faster. I think this is the most efficient
yeah,
model that we've at least mixed together so far.
mm.
I guess last words and kind of wrapping up, dude, because I don't want to take too much of your time, but I guess any last words or any recommendations or even any advice you would give somebody just that's listening to this is a barber, whether they be successful, whether they're kind of stuck or plateaued, maybe something's working, kind of similar situation to where you're at right now,
Yeah.
and thinking about joining the program. What's like that advice you would give to them at least?
First off, I gotta know what do you want? Like, if you don't want to be the best barber in your area, in your state, or in the world, like if that's not really your goal, you're not trying to be great. This like that's okay. First of all, there's nothing wrong with that. If this isn't a true vehicle for you, I spent a lot of time myself trying to question if this was the true vehicle for me. And so, like I said with Daniel, like I was trying all these different things. Um, First question, like write it down. Who do you want to be like a year from now, 5 years from now? And then if you if being like the best barber in your state or anything of that manner is what you wrote down, like have some urgency about it because I want to reach the results when I'm young. I don't want to wait till I'm, in my 30s or 40s. Not that there's anything wrong with that if you're seeing this video when you're 30, but um, there's more excuses and more like things that are going to hold us back the longer we wait. So I know exactly who I want to be now. Like that's one thing I can say. Like I know in my soul I want to be the most recognized, skilled, and talented and disciplined, like worthy barber. Like so if you are coming to LA and you want to experience where like you can't get it anywhere else, I'm creating that right now. So if that's where you want to be or you want to be anything like that, have some urgency about it. And then third of all, get yourself um, a system, someone who's already done it and already transferred it to other people, knows how to do that automatically. Like I'll co-sign this all day. I tried doing it myself. Like it's not for me. Like as far as coaching people, um, but like this guy has it to a science. Like it's kind of scary. It's kind of like we were talking about it earlier. We're in like our Whoop app. So like we track our workouts, our sleep, everything, and like this guy sees all of that. He sees um, like it's just it's scary how much of an edge you're gonna have, how much accountability you're gonna have, and how far Daniel goes the extra mile. Like it's kind of ridiculous because I'm someone who charges $200 a haircut, and I hop on a Q&A call on Sundays, and I can get value from this guy. I know he's smiling because he's probably thinking I'm going to talk about some other students who are beginners, which is nothing wrong with that, but um, I am like so I can get value from the call, right? I can ask Daniel like, "Yo, bro, what's a recent question?" I can't even think of one, but like Daniel will give me feedback and help me understand my business. And then someone who just joined the program who charges $20 in Louisiana will hop on there, and Daniel will coach them up. Like um, it doesn't really matter what level you're at. Is all I'm trying to get at. It's more about just where do you want to get to, and if this is truly your vehicle, I'm 100% confident that there's no one else in this industry that's going to help you get there faster. Um, and so, yeah, bro, just don't play yourself. Like the worst thing you can have is regret. Like, oh, I should have just went ahead and went for it. Um, Find out the truth. So, uh, yeah, figure out who you want to be, have some urgency, and if you know this is it, bro, just go for it.
Love that, dude. I appreciate you again, dude. I don't want to take up too much of your time. Thank you for
Of
being on
course,
this as well. And
that flew
dude,
by. 37
it
minutes.
was 30 minutes. Yeah, but dude, yeah, 300 next year, and we'll get you up to that. So again, thank you, dude.
Woo! Let's go, manifest. All right.